But first, a call for more to be done when it comes to the health of North Carolina prisoners.
The latest figures from the state show 1,684 inmates and staff have tested positive for COVID-19. And tonight, an attorney who has dedicated his life to freeing the wrongfully convicted says there is a better answer. 19 correctional facilities across North Carolina reporting COVID-19 outbreaks.
So it's an incubator in these prisons, and the only meaningful way to address that incubator is to decarcerate or at least release some people who have demonstrated rehabilitation or are on low-level offenses serving time that don't pose a risk to society.
Jamie Lau heads the Duke University Wrongful Convictions Clinic. He says with nearly 1,700 positive cases and 26 deaths, the numbers can be better controlled with early release.
Which allows them to allow people who are serving time to serve out the remainder of the period that their sentence requires in a setting outside of the prison, for example, in a family member's home. So the department has broad authority to take steps to allow individuals to serve out periods of time through alternative circumstances.
On June 7th, the Department of Public Safety did modify its criteria to be considered for early release due to the pandemic. That includes inmates who are 65 or older or 50 plus with an underlying health condition and depending on when their sentence is up. It also includes those who are pregnant. It does not include offenders, though, who have been convicted of crimes against a person. An example is Ronnie Long.
So at this point in time, holding him is simply cruel on the part of the state of North Carolina, and it should be an easy case for the governor to utilize his power to grant clemency to protect his health while we prove his innocence.
Long has already served 44 years. He's waiting on a ruling by the Fourth Circuit that could free him based on the mishandling of evidence by the local police department. Lau is asking for clemency and in early March asked the governor for an early release due to the concerns about the coronavirus. That has not happened, and Long remains at Albemarle Correctional Institution, where at least 75 inmates have tested positive. Lau says it's one example of many that could be corrected.
It's time to review those sentences, which will serve the benefit of, reducing the racism that's caused the mass incarceration in the state, as well as reducing the threat of the spread of COVID-19 by creating a system that has the ability to take steps to social distance and prevent people from being in close contact with one another where the pandemic or the virus spreads.
And Maggie, I did hear back from the Department of Public Safety late today, which said they are reviewing the offenders who fall within that criteria that I mentioned and will continue to assess those criteria as needed.